Hey guys, DCG. I'm gonna give you guys a little bit of a backstory before I get into what this video is going to be about. This video is going to be about why, when I reached out to my birth family, why it's actually one of the biggest regrets of my entire life. And I'm going to give you the little backstory for those of you that don't know. I am adopted, like I've said in a few of my videos, and I did just recently get in touch with my birth family back in August 3rd of 2016, so it really hasn't been that long, and I'm already having these super major regrets. Like, I wish that I just absolutely it wasn't happening this way, but it is, and there's nothing that I can do about it. But what I will do is I will backtrack a little bit from the moment that I first discovered my birth mom. And I wrote an autobiography. It's called Knock Knock, Who's There? Me, Good, Because I've Been Looking for You. And at the time, I really needed my information as far as who I came from, so I had to go to my foster parents, not the people that adopted me, but my foster parents, the people that had me before I was adopted, and asked them for my DCF file and asked them for the information about my birth family as far as what my birth last name is and what they know. And they know, everything that I needed to know. And I went over there and I asked my foster mother, Karen, I said, is there any way that I could get, that information? And she was like, oh, I've been waiting years for you to ask. And she told me the story of how it all began, as if I didn't already know, and which was really nice, and it was a really touching moment. And then she turns to me and says, would you mind if we looked right now? Which, that wasn't why I came over there. That's, I don't want to look. I didn't want her in my life. I wasn't really ready to know. And she was like, oh, it's only gonna take a second, and kind of pushed us into it. And she pulled it up on her phone, typed in her full name, and bam, there it was. And she was like, oh my god, this is your mom, can't you tell she looks just like you? And at this point I'm kind of shaken up, because I'm like, that's not what I came over here for. I came over here just for my information. I kind of felt rushed and forced into it, and things were moving a little bit too quickly for me. They said, oh, there was a list on this website that we went on. There was a list of family members that were either dead or incarcerated or alive, on the outside, helping the people that were either incarcerated or helping the person before they died, or whatever the case may be. There was a list of family members and emails and numbers. So we went through them, emailed everyone, and immediately I got a response from family members, and I said, look, I'm looking for a lady named such and such. Can you help me? And lo and behold, it was one of my uncles. And he was like, yeah, that's my sister. How are we sure that you're her kid? I said, well, I can't really exactly prove it, but the timeline of when she got locked up and when she was supposedly pregnant with me, it kind of all matched up. And I did tell him that I mapped it out perfectly. And, hit send on the email. And he came back and he said, I'm going to get in touch with her for you, or you can get in touch with her. Gave me her information. She was incarcerated at the time, so it was very easy, very simple, because I knew exactly where she was. She can't, when you're locked up, can't go nowhere. So I thought it was very simple. So I just got a piece of paper and a pen and wrote, what I needed to write. And I sent it to her, and I awaited the response. And when I got the response, everything was going well for, a while. The first 6 months of time when she was still locked up and I was communicating with her through letters, it was okay. But there was hiccups here and there. She tried to basically, I don't know how to put it. She basically tried to make me feel like I don't need my adoptive family, and she was trying to like push them off, like, oh, I'm your real mom, you need me, and all this foolishness, when really I don't need you. You abandoned me, you walked out on me, I don't care for you. You know, this is not what I wanted. You know, it all was happening quite quickly, and I wasn't really sure how to feel. I'm still not too sure how to feel. It's still, you know, very new to me. But you know, for the most part, that's the backstory that made me find her. I then started getting all these other emails from different family members, and, you know, one was like, oh, I'm your brother, and then the other one was like, I'm your cousin, and, you know, I was just getting email after email after email of questions and questions, and apparently I had another brother that they were like, is your brother with you? You know, you had a brother, you know, what happened to him during this process? And who knows what the foster system does. But 4Kids is, I believe, the company that I was in, which means that's the company that my brother's in, and I'm still currently trying to look for him, whatever the case may be. But he I guess was taken and separated from me. He's a little bit older than me, 2 years or something older than me, and I don't really know where he's at. So that's like the beginning of the story. And then you know, this is supposed to be a happy thing, but now I'm going to get into why it's the biggest regret of my life, and I'm wishing I had never, ever pursued this. So now, fast forward a little bit to today and what's going on, or what's been going on, or in the past few weeks, months, whatever. You know, I regret the whole thing, and I kind of put a lot of this responsibility on my foster mom for kind of forcing me into this without really thinking about what it was going to do to me. I wasn't ready for this. I didn't want it, didn't ask for it, didn't care for it, didn't care to know, and I wasn't ready. And that's why I'm publicly making this video, because if anyone is in my shoes and you're in foster care, and you never knew your parents, or you're adopted, you never knew your parents, and you are thinking about getting to know them or wanting to know them, you need to think real hard if that's what you want to do, because you don't know what you're walking into. You don't know who these people are. They could be undercover criminals. You know, lucky for me, you know, my family is a bunch of alcoholics and drug addicts, but it could have been a lot worse. And that's what I'm saying. I absolutely can't stand it. My mother is just absolutely out of whack, you know, fresh out of prison and back on the game, back on the drug and alcohol, back on the, you know, just doing what she want to do, back to running the streets, thinking she a gangster still, like we still back in them times. And let me tell you, my mama is a true gangster. And, you know, she used to rob people at gunpoint and what have you. She was a true gangster. And you know, she putting us through a whole lot of hell. She's already abandoned me once for 17 years, and then she just abandoned me for the third time, and I'm kind of like done. I still haven't gotten what I was yearning for, you know, that motherly figure, that mother that I've always wanted. I have not gotten, still to this day, even after I know her. So I'm telling you, it's not worth it. You know, if you're looking to pursue that, you better be thinking real hard about what you want to get out of it, because it's not what you think it's going to be. You don't know these people. You don't know what they're capable of. You don't know what they've done in their past. You don't know if they have a record. If they don't, you don't know the reason why they gave you up. I'm telling you, think good and hard if that's something you want to deal with, and make sure you're at a stage in your life where you could handle whatever may come that your way, because there's a lot of hurt and there's a lot of pain that goes along with this. This is not just a snap of a finger, blink of an eye kind of process, and you just all of a sudden, you know, everything's peachy because you found out where you came from. That's not the way that this works. This is a process. This is something that you work your way into. This is not, you know, It's not a shirt that you just put on and you know everything's fine. It's nice and ironed and you leave the house. It's not that way. So I'm just really trying to help those people that have even considered it. And it is one of my greatest nightmares, greatest mistakes. I don't want nothing to do with this woman anymore, you know, and it sucks because I wanted it. I went into this with my whole heart thinking that this was going to be something positive. And I was thinking, even though I didn't ask for this, I didn't want it, you know, I kind of was pushed into it, I'm still going to make the best of it. And now, you know, that my heart is broken and it sucks for me right now. You know, and I do blame my foster mom for this, but at the same time, I'm realizing that, you know, I had that feeling like everything happens for a reason, but what am I supposed to gain by being hurt by this time and time again and feeling like I'm never going to be accepted in my birth family? And, you know, where does the positivity fit in at? Where is it? Because I'm not seeing it. And pretty much that's where I'm at right now. And so I would encourage you, please, please, please think before you reach out to people you do not know. You think you know them because, you know, they're your blood, whatever the case may be. You don't know them. You know, you probably wouldn't even recognize them if you were in the Walmart with them. You know, they're strangers. You don't know them. And I cannot tell you how much I've been struggling with happiness and trying to chase what I feel I had lost this whole time. Didn't help not one bit. And now I'm wishing I can undo it all. It's my greatest regret, but it's really not my regret because it wasn't my decision to begin with. It was my foster mom's. And, you know, we've spoken about it before. Look, I blame you for this. And I have told her that several times. And I don't think she took it seriously. I thought she maybe probably took it, oh, I was angry at the time, so I just said that. But no, this is something that I truly feel. This is not my fault. This is not my problem. It's yours. You put this young person in the middle of this, and now I can't find the surface. I can't scratch my way out. The damage has already been done, and you can't undo it. And so, before you jump in something with your whole heart, never do that. Guard it. Guard your heart before anything else. And you take whatever comes your way with a grain of salt until you feel confident enough in who that person is. Give it years. Give it months. Don't give it a few weeks and then be like, oh, I know this person. No, you don't. I'm having to learn the hard way. So foster kids, adoptive kids, wake up and really think about what you're doing. And I hope that what I'm saying reaches the right people, because I would hate for, you know, a young person as young as I was at the time to be going through something like this. And basically that's all I have to say. Like I said, me and my mother's relationship is done. It's over with. I don't want to see her, don't want to speak to her, don't care for her. You know, she could die tomorrow and I could care less because I never knew her to begin with. So please, young people, use your head. Talk it over with your guardian. Talk it over with your foster parents. And if you don't feel comfortable with that, go to a friend. Go somewhere and discuss the possibilities of it going negatively versus positive. I know you have blinders and you want everything to be as perfect as you could see it and as you could imagine it, but it does not work that way. So basically that's it. Stay safe and peace out.